Firstly, thanks for coming down today.
More than welcome.
It was good to see you a few months ago when you showed us around this vehicle, and you obviously told us your plans for it. So
Yep.
we've got a lot of stuff to do today. Obviously all new bushes. We've got some bushes that we've not fitted for years and years, so we're a bit more specialist, and it's something I think this will be absolutely spot on in this vehicle. So I think the best thing to do is kind of just ask you, firstly, what's the history of the vehicle? Because it's obviously not very standard, is it?
The history of the vehicle. Okay, so there's two histories. One I can tell you, one I can't.
Okay.
So this vehicle came from the Royal Sandringham estate. It was originally built by Foley's as a shooting bus for Prince Philip.
Yeah.
That was back in 2001.
Yeah.
Spent its days on the Sandringham estate with
Pottering
loads of
about.
people drinking, and in fact we did actually find a cork inside, which was by Her Majesty, by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen.
Yeah. Okay.
And we did a bit of research, and that was off a bottle of whiskey that was £800. It was quite a small bottle as well. So we hope it's had as much money spent on it as they spent on whiskey. It was in good shape. It was sold off as an estate. They were getting rid of a load of plant and bits and pieces. I happened across it because it was sent to a friend of a friend. And I just snapped it up basically. So I went over, and I'm from Norfolk originally, so that's how I kind of got the sort of early start on it.
Yeah.
So we picked the vehicle up. I took it to a local garage in Norfolk. They did all the mechanical work because it had not been on the road. It was registered off-road.
Sure.
So it had to be re-registered as an estate vehicle.
Yeah.
Because it's a 5-seater now.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was a shooting bus with 13 seats in it. It was in quite a tired condition when we got it. It'd obviously been out of use because I think that Prince Philip had a new one built in 2006.
Yeah.
And so then it was like in reserve and used by other members of the royal family.
Yeah.
So we stripped it all down, and as soon as I saw it, I had a vision of an Overland vehicle.
Sure. Yeah.
It made perfect sense, you know. It's designed for miles and miles and miles in any kind of terrain.
Yeah. So that's roughly what we had discussed when you got the vehicle. So, you know, we know that the vehicle is going to be doing large mileage on really any kind of road at all, isn't it? It's everything, but you're also going to tackle some, I would say, difficult stages, maybe not full off-roading, but it still has to be capable. It's obviously still got a lot of weight, even though you've stripped a lot out. So it's something. So the bushes that we've done for this vehicle we've got some bonded bushes in there, which are actually stronger than our standard ones, which should be absolutely perfect for this vehicle. And we're going in our black 75 shore, so it's going to look OEM, but give you that added performance as well.
Don't want to draw too much attention to things you've done on it. I mean, for lots of different reasons, but I mean, you know, in the Atlas Mountains, for instance, where I've driven before, it's continuous terrain. You know, you've got a lot of rocks and things. It's all loose. The body's moving, and you're on a precipice of, like, you know, 500 meters. You don't want a load of sway, and that's what this pulls really nicely, and it doesn't handle badly. The steering's really nice and tight. Now I've put some air in the tires, but it does roll. It is top heavy, so it does roll about a bit. So any additional control we can get would just make this almost like perfect. In my mind.
Well,
so that's what I'm hoping for.
Let's crack on. We'll get these bushes fitted today.
Awesome.
And see how it drives.
Okay. I'll bring my goal.
Scottish on the OD elongates itself.
Of course it, yeah.
It's the two flanges that will make that shorter. So when the bush fits in, it's rolling the flange downward. Chamfer on first. Then your bush. Big wash it. Little wash it. Nothing.
I bet you get some off before I put the lens on.
1XG is 1XG
To suit. Front trailing arms, to get access to them, the anti-roll bar needs to be dropped anyway, so it makes sense to get the bushes on there. And I was like, oh, do what? And someone else said, every 2 weeks, I think. It's probably about every day. They're heavy.
Yeah, I'm assuming that. Luckily, it'll hit this before it drops.
Yeah.
It doesn't look light, to be honest. I think what I'm going to do is just drop the brace off the front diff.
Yeah.
Drop that tracker end off there.
Yeah.
Pop it out and then it'll fall out then. I think that's going to be the method. Yeah, it's pushing against it at the minute. It'll come back towards it. I'm assuming that just pops out of there.
Yeah, this will just slide
By all means.
forward, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, see that thing.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely just falling apart.
I only put those on a few weeks ago.
Okay, so that's the arm off. You can see the massive difference between the front and the rear bush. The rear bush isn't really in bad condition. It doesn't look great, though. It's got loads of kind of pimping around the outside. The front bush is completely degraded. Big compression set at an angle here, and really just falling to pieces. Also had a lot of dirt stuck in the inside of it, so we're going to need to give the pin a good clean up so we can install ours. I'm assuming these will probably go with a bang.
Yeah, I don't think for 1 minute it's going to come out easily. Are you ready, gents?
Not bad.
Was very anticlimactic.
Yeah, lots. Go. That one didn't bang, it went.
So the ones we put in, are they 1 piece or 2 piece?
2 piece. Install right now.
Yeah, and then the other one goes on the cat.
On the other side. And
Okay, cool.
wash it up.
These two,
So the
one AV and one B.
So the one AV is with your big rear radius arm to chassis. So that's done, Dusty.
Take that away. Take that away. And then
I'll take it deep. Are they both the same bush then, are they? Okay.
Wasn't expecting that. That one took me by surprise. It just came undone. That was a satisfying noise, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Just goes on when I put all my weight on that. It just goes on.
Hey? Yeah, I was like...
Now insert the bush.
It's disappointing.
They're expensive, though.
Now I'll talk when it's done. Did it be done on?
I need a bigger hammer here.
Sorry mate, I'm rushing, aren't I? Do apologise.
The champers on them go to the outside.
Good spot.
Yeah,
outside the back.
towards the radius basically.
So like that, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
Let's give it a helping hand. Hey.
It was my truck with all this stuff on it.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You get to drive it. To be fair, I'm probably the only person who does driving, so yeah.
far into this do we go? We have to stop and check. I'll get it somewhere near and we'll have a look.
It should be the exact same as what the OEM is.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'll stop there a sec.
Missing.
Yeah, what goes
Is that an issue?
Maybe best just to knock it back the tiniest bit.
It's going to go dink.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Told you.
Let's see.
Now designed for a Lotus.
Wow. Okay, so we've now finished all the bushes on the car that we were planned to do today. We've actually ended up doing the front anti-roll bar as well because the bushes were looking a bit sorry for themselves. Same with the drop links, we've changed them as well, just refreshed them. They were in our red grade, so slightly different from what we had planned, but we're going to try and reduce the roll on this vehicle because it is quite top heavy. So we thought we'll give it a try. If we need to go a bit softer, we can always get it back and get them fitted. So it's looking really good. Bushes were actually easier to fit. The Land Rover's obviously been taken apart before, had new parts fitted on it, so it wasn't as rusty as we first thought, so it wasn't actually that bad. So if we take a quick look around, we've done the front radius arm, the front bushes to the axle and to the chassis, the front anti-roll bar, D bushes, the link bushes and the Panhard rod. On the Panhard rod we fitted our what we call upgraded one, more longer lasting, stronger bush from what we do as standard. It was more for military, more for overlander, for the most extreme conditions, just to stiffen it up, but to keep that comfort in there as well. Moving on to the rear, again we'll be able to actually see the bush from here. So this is our bonded version, so it's very similar to our standard bush that we do, but it's actually bonded into the metal triangular plates. So basically what we're doing is when the articulation comes up and down, the bush is still relatively soft, the polyurethane, giving it full travel up and down, but we've got the resistance of the bonding acting there as well. So overall it's a much stronger bush than a standard one, but still keeping a really nice comfortable ride. We're going to come back to the rears of the bushes, the trailing arms after as well, and Fraser's already ran through it, and what we're going to do is there's quite a bit of roll on the back of the vehicle as well. We've not touched the rear anti-roll bar because he's going to go away and get heavy duty option fitted, and then at that point we'll be able to get the right set of bushes for him. We'll do the drop links and the D bushes as well.